So welcome to this mini pod. Salmaan here has just completed his photo shoot, and we're just going to learn a little bit more about him, how his journey's been. And well, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself, your family, your work. Just get to know you a bit.
Sure. I'm Salmaan. I live in New York City in Brooklyn, and I have a family. I'm married. I have 2 children. I have a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. And my wife, Saba, also went through the KMAC program. She did her shoot last year. So I'm really excited to be in this position.
Yeah, was she the one that inspired you to do your shoot then?
She definitely, it was amazing watching her go through it. It was actually a friend of ours, my friend from college, his wife Krupa was the one who inspired into our friend group. So,
yeah. Nice.
She kicked it off.
Yeah. So your girls and your kids must be like really proud of you for, what you've achieved, for you and Saba both actually, right?
They are. It's so funny to watch the influences on them. And, they know that, especially with eating, that we're trying to eat a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's funny, watching them react to it and, watch us weigh things on a scale.
Yeah.
Just something obviously I never did growing up with my parents, but it's, it's ingrained in them that, this is part of what we're doing.
Part of what you do, yeah. Do you see them pick up on the small habits as well from home?
I definitely see them getting more involved. We have a home gym, so they are very interested in playing around with the equipment, and I think they do have a very positive thought about working out, which when I was younger, it was just more ambivalence.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think most people, growing up haven't had that exposure, and I think you've done such a fantastic job, you and Saba both, to give that to obviously the kids growing up. What would you say has been the biggest impact to your family and even potentially people around you, just by virtue of your transformation, your journey, and I guess in extension Saba's journey as well, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in general is just the prioritization in terms of time and nutrition, about making this a priority, just like brushing your teeth or any other action. This should be part of our life going forward.
Yeah.
And that's something I think the kids definitely see, that it's a priority to us.
Yeah.
And our family around us sees that that's a priority to us too.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, that's going to make a huge impact in our whole life, and anyone who feels the same way.
100%.
So I love that impact.
Yeah, 100%. We also spoke earlier about your sort of blood results as well, very briefly. I'd like to kind of expand upon that a little bit more. Where were you internally before that? How did you feel before you got into your journey, before you realized, this is having an impact on my blood works? How was that for you?
Ever since I was an adult, I finished university, I always knew that I wanted to try to do the best for my fitness, because I have a family history, like many people in our community, of heart disease and other problems like that. And I just wanted to do whatever I could. So I did a lot of things. I weightlifted in whatever way I knew. I tried to do it myself. I've run a lot. I've run marathons before.
Yeah.
But nothing moved the needle in terms of the core blood metrics until I did this program. And as I mentioned, my A1C, which the blood sugar, went down from 5.8 to 5.2. My dad has type 2 diabetes. That's a huge impact to me. That's a huge achievement for me. It's more important to me than any other aesthetic thing.
Yeah.
And knowing that the amount of lean muscle that I've increased, I read about it all the time, about how important it is for living a better quality life as you age.
Yeah.
So those 2 things are, to me, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really incredible to see when just small little lifestyle changes and tweaks to your nutrition can make such a big impact on your overall health. So obviously you mentioned your blood works have gotten way better, right? How about, you mentioned having done a DEXA scan. So you did your results before. What were those ones in comparison to what they are right now?
So on November 27th, right after Thanksgiving, I had just run the marathon. So I just gone through an intensive physical program, but I was still at 170 pounds and 23% body fat. And I just took another test on the 25th of July, a couple of days ago, and I was at 140 pounds with 11.5% body fat.
Yeah.
So it was a huge change, 30 pounds scale weight difference and body fat cut in half. And also, so that's a scan, and then also just the amount that I've been able to lift in the gym is way past I've ever, and that's definitely the guidance of the program.
Yeah.
I felt comfortable pushing my limits.
Amazing, love that. And then obviously, now that you've done your photo shoot, how are you feeling? What's next on the cards for you?
I feel amazing. I mean, and anyone who is thinking about this or sees that website and looks in the client results section, and you're like, these people look insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself could not actually picture myself being on the same page or on that level.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to actually look at those pictures today and feel that. So that was a great feeling. After this photo shoot, there are a couple of those endurance events that I'm really still excited about. I want to run another marathon and see if all these changes have impacted it positively.
Yeah.
And then also I have a big bicycle event coming up. So it's the longest one I've ever going to try. So I'm also excited about that.
Nice.
And lastly, I really want to continue building muscle.
Yeah.
So I know the next phase is muscle building. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Amazing. Love that. And then lastly, one key lesson or takeaway you've had in this entire journey so far?
I would say, first, if you commit to this, commit to it with your whole self.
Yeah.
But then allow yourself to not be so rigid.
Yeah.
I think I'm also guilty of this. I'm used to doing training for a marathon. You check the boxes, you do it, and you have to keep doing the training, or else you're not going to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
But for this, I feel like at times I was a bit too rigid about the nutrition. I could have given myself a little bit of, more wiggle room. So don't beat yourself up. Just follow the process and communicate with your coach. It will work. It will definitely work.
100%. Amazing. Well, you smashed it. Guys, that was Salmaan for you. Watch out for his transformation.